Good morning everyone, and once again the Council of Leakers have been hard at work bringing us another wave of leaks from Speed Champions, Star Wars, LEGO Ideas and more, so let's dig in. A quick little bit of housekeeping. Yes, I am aware of the Sanctum Sanctorum minifigures and the same for the micro figures of Spider-Man and the Human Torch, but I cannot show them to you because of LEGO's ban hammer. But with that all said and done, let's get on to Christmas. Yes, Christmas. It's rapidly approaching, and thanks to Carter Bricks we have an update on that festive offering. LEGO set 11387. This mysterious set will have 1354 pieces and should be out this October, and will apparently include a light brick. We have no official name of this set so far, but I expect it will have winter in the title. Moving boldly on, Star Trek fans, thanks to Max Bout, we've got an update on LEGO Icon set 11385, the UCS Enterprise NCC 1701 bridge. With 1,701 pieces, this unsurprisingly recreates the bridge and transporter room of the original Enterprise, and will be landing in stores this September. We also got a pretty decent description of what to expect from this set. The view screen apparently shows a Klingon warrior mid-standoff, the captain's chair can rock to simulate turbulence, and there's a dial that turns to mimic the transporter effect. And the turbolift doors open with a lever push. The whole diorama stretches to about 50 centimeters wide, so start prepping some shelf space. We covered the 8 minifigures in a previous video, but what's more interesting this time round is the accessories that apparently come with the set. 4 tribbles, Spock's harp, 2 Vulcan lepers, a Trident scanner, and apparently more. Unibricks has once again been busy. We've got an update on those 2 Marvel sets we covered last week, plus an extra one. So it seems that 2 sets have changed their set numbers and price tag, and unfortunately that Dark Avengers Quinjet turns out to be a regular Quinjet and will have no Hydra Captain America.
Nuts.
Set 76347 Avengers Quinjet. This will have 433 pieces with $60. This set will have minifigures of Doctor Doom, Sam Wilson's Captain America, a shirtless Thing, and Cyclops. 76348 will be Sentinel Battle, 846 pieces, priced at $100. This will be releasing this October, and this one will include that brick-built Sentinel with a display base, featuring a damaged Sentinel head and the X-Mansion sign. This will have minifigures of Doctor Doom, Thor, Mystique, Mr. Fantastic, Magneto, and Nightcrawler. Again, this one is probably going to sell well due to the minifigures in it. And lastly, set 76352, New Avengers Tower, 954 pieces, priced at $110. Obviously, this is going to be another Avengers Tower, but slightly different. And it will have 2 very important minifigures, the Sentry and the Red Guardian, which is good. They're unfortunately stuck behind an expensive set for now, but it's great that we're finally getting minifigures of them. Although technically this would be the second Red Guardian minifigure, but let's hope this one is better than the previous one. There will also be another Doctor Doom minifigure, a Flame-On Human Torch, so the Human Torch but on fire, Bucky, and Yelena. Now, Doctor Doom showing up in all 3 sets, which makes sense. Yes, he is clearly the wave's headline villain, but are these going to be 3 different Doctor Dooms, or are they all going to be the same? Yes, I know they probably are going to be the same, but I can dream. And who's ready to return to Cloud City? Yes, apparently next April we will see the return of a LEGO Cloud City set. 75494. And while we don't have a pricing or piece count yet, we do have the minifigure lineup. Princess Leia, Han Solo, Boba Fett, Lando Calrissian, Darth Vader, and that concept art R2-D2 anniversary figure. Han Solo is also said to come with a brand new carbonate block mold, which will be interesting to see if it's printed or stickered. Then there's the also added rumour that, and it is a rumour until we see it physically happen, that this set could connect to the Bespin Duel set. A modular Bespin built across multiple sets? That would be a genuine bold move for the theme. They already do something similar with Harry Potter. Could this be LEGO testing the waters to see how well it sells? And landing earlier next year, on the 1st of January, set 75480, the Bespin Duel. This is rumoured to sit around about $80 for roughly 718 parts. The minifigures with this set include Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and the concept art Darth Vader anniversary minifigure. Also arriving the 1st of January is set 75478, Y-Wing Starfighter, reportedly priced at $80 with 676 pieces. This will have minifigures of Dutch Vander, Mon Montfort, plus the concept art Luke Starkiller anniversary figure. Set 75474, buildable Master Yoda. Yes, another one. This is rumoured to have about 1,200 pieces, priced at $150. This is going to be a large display model with a Yoda minifigure and the concept art Chewbacca anniversary minifigure. There's not much to say about this one other than, did we really need another brick-built Yoda? They're not exactly getting any better. Rounding out things for the galaxy far, far away, LEGO is expanding the Starship collection with the MIDI-scaled Death Star 2. set 75465. This will cost about $70 and should be out next year. This won't have any concept art minifigures with it, but it will have the episode 3 exclusive movie tile. The real question is how LEGO handles that half-built exterior while keeping it visually consistent with the rest of the model. And thanks to leaker clay bricks, the initial Star Wars Starfighter wave is looking like it's going to have 3 sets to start with. We're light on details for now, but if they give us something other than another X-Wing variant or another Millennium Falcon, I'll be happy. Star Wars has no shortage of alphabet starfighters at this point, although a new B-Wing would be pretty cool. The January 2027 wave is going small, like really small. Courtesy of Unibricks, we've got an idea of what to expect. And the main theme of the wave, we've done this before, but now smaller. Starting off with the Frozen set, 43308, Twern and Elsa and Snowgy. This will cost you $10. 43309, Twern and Olaf and Bruni. This will also be $10. 43315, Elsa and the Nox Adventure for $20. 43310, Aurora's Mini Castle, which after a quick Google search is apparently the castle from Sleeping Beauty. This will cost you $20. 43311, this will be Jasmine's Mini Palace, also $20. 43313, Ariel's Magical Underwater Palace for $30. 43314, Cats and Dogs Magical Castle for $40. And finally 43324, Lady and the Tramp for $80. All 8 of these sets are penciled in for the 1st of January 2027. Out of all of these, I would say the last one is the most interesting. If this is going to be a diorama of the alleyway scene from Lady and the Tramp, that would be awesome. Sure, but it is most likely going to be another buildable figure set, and that's 2 buildable creature figure sets in one wave.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Long-time collectors are going to notice something immediately obvious. We have already had a few of these sets before. So why remake something that was already good, but now smaller, after barely any time has passed? When the well of new ideas runs a little dry, you go back to what has already been done before. Speaking of things that have been done before, if you're an F1 fan, then you're in luck because 2027 is shaping up to be your year, because the LEGO Speed Champions theme is getting another new wave of 11 individual F1 cars. Set 71267 through to 71277, these are also going to be out in January. Plus there's some added rumours of more dedicated F1 sets landing in the LEGO City range too. Yes, these are probably going to be just recolors. Is it efficient? Yes. Is it exciting? Not really. But look, it's hard to really complain about cheap F1 merchandise, and for F1 fans, that's a solid win. There's also another release in the theme, set 11280, a yellow Lamborghini Reverto for $30. LEGO's done this car before, it was orange and part of this 2-pack, so I wouldn't expect much to change here for its standalone release other than the colour. And possibly the most exciting news of the week, at least so far, we've got some more images of that LEGO X-Files set and its gift with purchase, all thanks to an anonymous source from BrickTap. I really like this. I think they've done a good job at keeping the spirit of the original. I love the detail that they've packed into the office and the gift with purchase, and the minifigures look good too. It sucks that the gift with purchase is not purchasable on its own, but this is the world that we live in. Anyway, looking forward to seeing some non-blurry images of this set. And we've got a better look at the architecture set 21067 Tower Bridge. It again looks pretty good, and we're probably due for an official reveal of this soon. Casting our eyes to the other corners of the LEGO world, we've got some big news from LEGO Ideas. The platform has updated its submission guidelines to forbid the use of generative AI. For a platform built entirely on fan creativity, I would say this is a significant call, and one that should, in theory, go down well with the rest of the community. On that note, 2 more submissions have crossed the votes threshold needed to enter the review stage, known as the parking lot. One of them, Naruto, which for me is awesome. I love Naruto. It was my first solid introduction into anime and manga, and if it got a LEGO set, and much like the Shenron set, it would be a day one purchase. Believe it. Although landing in the parking lot isn't exactly a guarantee of a future set, just it has a chance of becoming one. Still, for a franchise with the fan base that Naruto has, it's a meaningful step, and there's a strong case to be made that it deserves the same shot that Dragon Ball had. Meanwhile, 3 projects have already cleared the review stage entirely and are now confirmed to be for production. A Jumanji board game set, a Universal Monsters set, and a Kimono set. All 3 of these will now move into official development. And looking at the LEGO magazine, Star Wars fans will have a Darth Maul minifigure with a collector's tin to look forward to. There also seems to be this summer special, or at least a bonus magazine floating around with stickers and an Ahsoka minifigure. And then there's also a special edition Ninjago magazine with stickers and another one of these minifigures. And good news for all of you that have been collecting the Dragon Suit build on the Ninjago magazines. The next issue brings us Cole's version of the form, and by my counts, that should be the last one we need to complete the lineup, unless I've forgotten someone. And apparently there's a LEGO Friends magazine, which I didn't know was a thing, and it is getting this small ice cream stand build with a corgi. And before I forget, this book was brought to my attention by Hofbricks. It's a Ninjago drawing book coming out this August, and it even has a little Master Wu minifigure. Following up on last week's story, the LEGO Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu graphic novel that covers the pilot episodes isn't going to just be a single release. It's expanding into multiple parts, each covering untold stories from the era, and each issue will have its own minifigure. Book 1 will have the Legacy 2026 Blacksmith Kai, and Book 2 will have the Samurai X minifigure. There's also a separate book on the way from publisher Skybound titled Return to Dark Island, which will have a Garmadon minifigure. And LEGO just dropped this promotional artwork for Spider-Man Brand New Day, showing Spider-Man fighting against the Hand. And could this new Spider-Man poster be teasing a Hand battle pack? No, it's not. Moving on to the official reveals, LEGO SpongeBob is back, and Bikini Bottom has finally got the LEGO treatment it deserves, 20 years after the original 2006 wave. Set 11386, SpongeBob SquarePants, Bikini Bottom. This is an 18 plus set with 1,794 pieces, retailing at $220. This set will include minifigures of SpongeBob, Gary, Patrick, and Squidward. SpongeBob gets a brand new torso and what I think is a newly triple molded pair of shorts. Patrick has finally got the correct shape, plus proper coral spot printing and dual molded legs. And Squidward's aqua colouring and detailed head and torso printing hold up just as well. But if you look really closely at the top of Squidward's head, there is a hole, probably to insert a certain hat into. Gary is brick built with a printed shell, though lacks any printed eyes, which I feel is a missed detail on an otherwise well designed figure. And even Doodlebob gets in on the action, though he is built using some bricks and sticker elements rather than printed pieces. The set itself covers SpongeBob's pineapple, Squidward's Easter Island head, and Patrick's rock, all of which open up to reveal fully detailed interiors, plus there's a jellyfish field build and even a bubble stand. Each building connects to the other with a clip system, which to me is a strong hint that LEGO is planning to expand Bikini Bottom with future connectable sets. The Krusty Krab, of course, is the obvious next target, especially given that both it and some other Bikini Bottom sets have reportedly been rejected from the LEGO Ideas submissions in the past, although that is possibly due to Area X holding the license at the time. The companion set for this is 40858 Brickhead SpongeBob SquarePants, 72 pieces priced at $13. This will also be out in September, so the reception for this one is less than enthusiastic. The proportions are far too tall and rectangular for a character who is defined as square. The nose and mouth sit weirdly high with a lot of empty space between them, and the eyes are black instead of blue. It's possible that a smaller printed piece for the mouth would have solved the height issue at least, but I think this one might be a skip for a few people. And LEGO kind of dropped this one with zero fanfare. Gustav Klimt's The Kiss. It's LEGO's latest addition to the ongoing run of reimagined art masterpieces. The set was developed in collaboration with Vienna's Belvedere Palace, home to the original painting, and I would say it faithfully captures the essence of the original quite well. And thanks to a slight timing mishap by the UK retailer Argos, we've got the first official images of the LEGO Mario set 72051, Donkey Kong Arcade Machine. The images alone don't do this set justice, and I'm playing the video in the background that's from the set page on the Argos site, and just watching this in action, it's an amazing feat of LEGO engineering. Again, it's really well done. Yes, there are stickers, but I think we can let that slide. This set does look absolutely gorgeous. And with that, we have reached the end of the video. What are your thoughts? Is the Disney theme going to be overtaken by brick-built characters? And what do you think is next for the LEGO SpongeBob theme? Let me know in the comments down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye!